Well, today we got a couple of packages. We got the Elegoo Centauri Carbon 2 with multi-material. This is the 4-pack of filament that I got with it. Just a bunch of different colors. Let's open up this box and we'll see what it looks like. Okay. Get some papers, quick start guide, just like the other. I got the Centauri Carbon 1 in the back. Come on. Come on. This is heavy. God. Dang. Thing's a beast. We're back. I got a little extra light. Okay, so all those papers I threw aside right out of the gate were the instruction manual. The first one did not come with that. It came with a quick start guide only. So yeah, there's a bunch of stuff in here that I can. Basically, I'm just gonna start building this. So I'll just do a time lapse, and you guys can kind of see how it gets done. I don't know. here's the new filament sensing whatever. I think all four are going to this, and then I think it's going to tell it what to do based on all that. I noticed that these spool holders are actually way nicer. These I think might even grip the spools. I don't know, totally different design. They're kind of triangular. And they got these spring-loaded tabs on them, so it's kind of interesting. 4 of those, and then that first package I saw that had the 4 little things. These are all the spool holders, so that all gets bolted to their own spots on the sides here. I got all the screws here, so I think I'm just going to start going that route right now. Turn this so you guys can kind of see me do it. I'd imagine these might clip. Yep, they clip right in there. They're like a slotted design. That's sweet. Filament spool holder module. There's 8 screws. There's 8 ports to plug in on these. So, okay. Looks like they're countersink through the back. And they're going to be upright like this. I don't know if I want to put these on yet. They're going to be in the way maybe. This is the 4 nozzle adapter that goes into the top of the extruder. Like it's like a steel nozzle that plugs in there. That's why it's so tall. Like this thing sticks way out of the head. How the hell does it stay there? Goes in like this, and then you have to undo this maybe to even screw it in. Kind of dumb. Yeah, this cord is super tweaked on this thing too. Hopefully it doesn't. Hopefully it has a better strain and relief than the other one, but I think I heard a lot of people complaining about it. Pull these tiny screws out. Get that out of the way. Okay, plug will come out maybe. There it came. Alright, that's out of the way. Oh shoot, you almost gotta get that out of the way too. That's stupid. Alright, filament hub. I think that might be it. Check the screw size here. Yep, by 6. You need a 2mm driver here. We're going to push this all the way forward. Get my wrench in there. Put this guy in. You get tempted to use Loctite on something like this because this is going to move around so hard. But you got to be careful with that because Loctite eats the plastic. So you kind of don't want to do that. But it does have 2 screws on here. So I think it should be fine. Maybe just check tightness over time. But yeah, Loctite might not be a great idea on that one. Plug this back in. We'll put our tiny screws back in. Let's see what we got next. Let's put that side thing on here. There's 2 holes up top. Alright, it says to put this bracket on first. Looks like this way. And then you got to feed these long screws in. I have no idea why they're so long. Oh, because the threads are all the way down there. Come on. Come on. There we go. I'm going to try the driver from the side. Let's see if I can get torque on them. Usually you want like a ball end driver like this or a really long Allen wrench to go through the top, but looks like you can get some bite on these from here. Okay. This is on. Okay. All right, now this guy goes in next, like so. No, this goes on like this. Okay. Yep. Has it facing out here. And then from the back side, you got to put these little 8mm screws in. So let's start with the top ones, maybe. Grab a driver here. Okay. Yeah. Nozzle wiper assembly. Right here. So let's put that guy on. You're supposed to do that first. And you're supposed to put the control panel on next, but I didn't do that yet either. Put the screws in from the inside. Alright. Ooh, don't break that. Okay. Now we're going to the back. 2 countersunk and 2 button heads. Look like 6mm and like a 10mm screw. I would assume it's pretty self-explanatory which goes where. This goes on the inside. Yep. Okay. Holes line right up and the chute comes right off the back. So shorty's on the bottom. I'm assuming you could probably get one of those chute buckets on this as well. There's probably the print inside the USB stick. Okay, I'll put the control panel on last. That doesn't need to happen now. Now we got to get the tubes. There's 4 of them, and they all go into that nozzle thing. All right, Kai, do you see where the pack of tubes went? All right, Kai, man. So what we do here, push these into there until they stop. We got to look at order of operation too before we get it done. I'm assuming there might be an order. It tells you 1, 2, 3, 4 on it. I guess I don't know if it tells you. It probably tells. Oh yeah, here, let's turn it. I don't know if it matters on this end. I think it all shoots into the same thing, so it wouldn't really matter here. Let's just make it. Let's just put them in so it makes sense. Alright. Oh, look at that. That's kind of weird. Alright, put that in.
Is this the same thing as that? Or is it different?
This is a little different. This one actually has multicolor printing.
Oh, so
Yeah,
like
dude.
all of this is like prints?
Yeah, it's all different.
Oh, 4 colors.
4 colors, man. We're styling now, huh? Alright, where'd that thing go that was in your hand? So this is what you put in the middle.
Can I peel off the wrapper?
Sure. Okay, so that's in. I don't know if it's correct order or any of that. I don't know if it matters, to be honest. They're in. I don't think it says. It just says connect them between the canvas module and filament hub. Let's put the spool holders on. Kai, you want to put a couple of these on?
Yeah.
You just slide them into the slot. See how it's a square? Straight down, just like this one. Watch out, Rex. Nice. So there's our 4 spools. Let's get this stuff out of the way. All right, and now we have this connector we have to plug in somewhere. I see the port on the side of this filament changer right here. So that's that. And there's a port right here. Wow, didn't even need the manual. Outsmarted the manual this time. They did a good job. Oh, and now we need the cover. Okay, and we need this. Oh, this is interesting. It's like slots in through the top. You go in like this, and then it like lines up with the slots.
Dad,
and snaps right in.
I did it like up like
Kind of a
this.
cool design.
Dad,
There's where this goes. That just sits on there like that. Feel a little dusty. It's kind of staticky.
this is weird.
All right. Then I guess this filament changer's got RFID tags, and the filament that I got has RFID readers in it, so it'll actually detect what goes where. That's pretty sick. Oh, and you assign it. Okay. I guess let's start it up and we'll see what happens. Okay. Jesus, this thing's heavy. It's got better rubber feet on this one. Like way less hard. These are much softer. That's kind of nice, and they're grippier too. We didn't put this control panel on yet, so I gotta do that. This cable sucks to put in. I didn't have a very fun time putting it on the other one either. They don't give you enough slack. This one's better though, I'll give them that. Definitely easier than the other one was. And let's snap this in. Done. All right, Kai, you want to pull the paper out or the plastic off? Oh yeah. Nice, he says. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. This thing is pretty atrocious compared to the other one. It is so bulky. Back to set up here. So we are connected to my internet. What's it saying? Ensure there are no foreign objects, yada, 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 in the chamber. They are not. Looks good. We'll do a direct comparison between the two. Kind of see, so you guys can see what it looks like. But yeah, this blower fan is in a totally different spot. And it's way smaller and way nicer than the other one. The other one is very crude. That's the rear fan back there. That looks nice. It's a good size fan. It looks like almost like a computer fan size. Centauri Carbon lights on. Yeah, so you can see right here, this is more flat faced. I mean, it has a little bit of conical shape on it, but it's flat right on the nose versus this one's very round. So I'm hoping aerodynamics are better and it's quieter. Yeah, difference here, you have all of this stuff way up in the back, kind of covered. That fan's pretty noisy. And there's a fan on this side that blows out this ugly, this is the auxiliary fan. I do not like how it runs. I shut it off when I print. But yeah, otherwise, USB's in the same spot. Looks like the screen's bigger on this one compared to this one. Going up, doing the self-check. Awesome. All right. Oh, Kai's opening up all these. Okay. We'll install those soon. I would assume we need to do RFID scanning before I go ahead and load it. So I'm going to wait till this stuff's all done and then we'll load up the filament and we'll see how that works. All right, I figured it out. You have to align this RFID thing on the spool right up to this tag here on here. I'll show you how it's done. So this is the first one I did. It even tells you the color and everything. And then we'll do it as number 1. And then we'll hit confirm. So we're going to slide this guy in. Maybe it needs to see it. Oh, shoot. Auto load. Way cool. That's sick. Wow. Okay. All right, let's do the next one. We're going to do number 2 here. Hold it till it beeps, and then you pick which one to go to. I'm going to select 2 and hit confirm. And now it's selected it as red PLA on the screen. That's cool, man. I've never seen anything like this. I mean, I've never used the bamboo stuff, and I'm sure it's identical, but probably better because you're not going into this stupid thing. But this is number 2. Put it in there. Boom. So she's loaded. All right, you guys want to see what the screen looks like when we do that? All right, so let's do the next one. I'm going to tap green here. Beeped. Lights up PLA green. We'll do number 3. And we'll hit confirm. And I'll load it in there. This is number 3 in the bottom right corner. In we go. And we're loading up. She's loaded. Man, that's pretty slick. I like that. Yeah, the canvas is loaded up, ready to rock, and now we just need to tell it what color we want to use for printing, I think. That's pretty sick. All right, I'm going to go download the software, and then we're going to try to load a file, and we'll send it on its way for a print, for our first multicolored print. So let's go do that. All right, before I go over to the computer to start a file, I actually just got a confirmation for an update. Update version it wants me to go to. I think I'm just going to go for it. We'll hit update, and we'll confirm it, and we'll see what happens. We're in the Elegoo app here. We're going to connect the Centauri Carbon 2. Let's connect to that guy. It says we have added it. Oh, because I don't think I actually did that. Okay. Okay, so we have that there. That's ready to go. This is an articulating thing or whatever. It's an axolot. So what we'll try to do is make the eyes a different color and maybe do the ears a different color and then the dorsal fins. Let's see how we figure that out. I've never done this before. We're just going to try it from scratch. Let's add. What's that do? Let's just add one filament, which we did. Alright, so there's 4 filaments. Okay, so our color is this. Let's do dark blue. Like that. Number 2 is red. It's very red. Number 3 is green. Very green. 4 is yellow. Okay, so that's how my colors are set up on the printer. Let's see how to figure this out. The whole thing is blue. I don't want that. How do you change it? I would imagine we gotta like paint the color. Support painting, seam painting, fuzzy skin painting, color painting. Okay. Alright, let's do green eyes, because that would look cool. Pretty intuitive, because as you click this, it's not really going any further past that vector. It's actually pretty smooth. Wow. ASMR, baby. That looks good. All right, let's do the other eye green. Look at that. You could just go way into it, print it. Wow. Or paint. Oh no, screw that one up. No. Control Y. And then I'll just redo this one. Oh, screwed that up. Control Z. All right, you gotta be a little more cautious than I was. Can't go too far. But once you click and hold, you're just dragging this paintbrush to do it. And it's actually pretty accurate on where those edges are. Let's get all those lines. Looks pretty good. Get a little cleaned up there. Wow, that looks sweet. What's this bucket fill? Oh, there's a fill setting. Okay. Unlocked. Okay, so use the fill setting when you can. That is amazing. We missed a bunch here. There we go. Okay, that's way easier. I could just... Yeah, and then I gotta redo this green one anyways. I didn't quite get that. I was looking at it from a funny angle. There we go. That looks sweet. Okay, let's do, I don't know. I feel like I need to keep the red on here. Maybe we can do the ears or the feet like yellow or something. Let's do red on these. Oh, the fill setting's amazing. That's way easier. Okay, we'll do red there. And then maybe I'll do the feet yellow just for something different. There we go. Okay, so that's going to be our guy. Interesting color choices, I know. But I think it's neat. So that's what we're doing. And then I got to do... I'm assuming blue is just going to be blue. I don't think I should have to change that. Right? We'll find out. Okay, so edge detection was on and all that. Yeah, that was sweet. Okay, so we're done there. Let's figure out what we need to do for settings and all that. Alright, I need to figure out the printer thing. I need to add the correct one. I don't think this is going to work on this printer. Oh, there you go. Centauri Carbon 2. Heyo. Yeah, because that's going to be totally different. I'll transfer that setting. Okay, we're on the Carbon 2. That should work. And it should, yeah, okay. Yeah, because who knows what it might have just not worked at all. Slice it. Should give our filament tower in the back. Yippers. Okay, guys, that's going to be our guy. Let's go print it out and see what it looks like. Got this thing, I sent it to the printer. I'm going to throw some glue stick on it, just so the print sticks better. We'll do it on the whole bed and the prime tower location. Looks like our model popped up. That looks great. And it's going to do we're going to do a time-lapse video, and then we'll see how she looks. But I'm curious to see how this function works. I didn't physically load any filament, so I don't know how it's going to work. I'm hoping it just loads the color it needs. Kai's over here playing with my 3D printed vise that I made on the CC1. Oh, it is loading that one. It's loading the blue. All automatic. Guys, that's mind-boggling to me. Coming from the Prusa, it doesn't do anything automatically. Everything's very manual on that. But having this just load the color you told it to load is pretty insane. And now it's going to purge it and everything. Yeah, it's still loading. Did it go far enough is what I'm wanting to know. It seemed like it was going pretty good, but I just don't know if it's in there yet. Open it up and look. Yep, it's purging. We're purging blue into the bucket. Yep, there it goes. Dude, that's insane. I just cannot believe how slick this is. 6 hours and 41 minutes for this print. It's still purging the blue. That's kind of annoying. It's wasting filament. The first purge line was just right there. It didn't do all the way in the corner and over like it does on the other one. But right now it's just doing the purge tower in the back. Kind of see that going. Can't tell if it's too low or not. I think it might be. But once it starts laying down the plastic for the first one, we'll find out. I'll see how it looks. I think it might be a little too close. Yeah, I'm going to back it off a little bit. Hopefully it stays. We're going to bring it down. 0.025. Let's see if it looks any better on the next section. I'm going to go a little more. 0.05. Yeah, it looks much better. Yeah. Alright. I'll see if you guys can tell. But like those first ones, you see how rough they are on that layer? That means it's too close. It's pushing filament too far out, and then when it goes back over it, it's actually overlapping. But as it moves back, I'll show you what that third one looks like. That third section, it looks a lot smoother. You can kind of tell from here. Just the difference. And I just changed it to 0.075 on the bed level down to give me a little more space. So overall looks much better. I think what we'll do now is we'll let the time lapse go, and then we'll see how it turns out. I'll be just watching this close by, and we'll come back and show you the finished project when it's done. All right, guys, here's an update. Everything's been going pretty darn well. We did have one hiccup on yellow loading in for the first time. I don't know if it just didn't go all the way up in there and lock into position or what happened, but it showed up as a red light, and I basically just had to hit continue on the HMI, and then I helped it reload a little bit, but it's been loading yellow just fine. It basically did all the feed already. We'll just open it up and look at it, but it's been going smooth. There's the purge tower in the back, and then there's the print so far. So it's trucking along. Still switching colors all automatically. I haven't had any other hiccups or anything like that, so we'll just keep going and see how it turns out. All right, we are nearing completion on our first print. It's been a bit of a some issues we've had. I think blue or red jam last night, in the middle of the night, and then just recently, because when it jams, it just sits there and pauses. So it basically paused all night when I went to bed. It was going to be too late, so I wanted to go to bed. So anyways, it basically pauses the print, lets you know there's a jam by indicating a red light up here, and then you have to clear it on the control panel. I'm not sure if it's slipping on like the gears in here when it's pulling the filament up, but every time it essentially changes a color, it backs out quite a ways to clear that 4-in-1 nozzle assembly on the hot end, and it backs it out here. But the only downside I've seen with this, one of them wasn't because this got jammed, it was actually because this spool untangled itself a little bit. So it actually wrapped up behind the spool holder, and it actually locked up, you know, it couldn't move anymore. Therefore, it was a jam. It actually detected that it was a jam too, which was pretty interesting. The other one thought it was a clogged nozzle. This one actually detected that it was probably a spool tangle, which was pretty cool. I'm glad that that worked like that. But we are nearing completion. We have 13 minutes left of this print, and I'll show you the finished results when we're done. All right, I'm just showing you guys kind of what it does when it does a filament extraction. You can kind of see all the slack that builds up on that spool. Yeah, when it did it, it kind of unraveled itself a little bit, and it kind of flung itself behind the spool on the red one. The ones that are closer, I think, are less likely to do so. But yeah, the ones on the bottom are definitely more susceptible to getting tangled up. So that's all I wanted to note. Alright, we are print complete. 8 hours and 12 minutes, but it actually took much longer because of all of the pauses. There's what she looks like on the bed. Let's pull it up out of there and we'll take it off and inspect it a little closer. Okay, put this over here for now. Alright, we got it. So here's kind of how she looks. Turned out really nice. So got a couple little weird spots on there, but yeah. Super cool. Looks great. Very impressed with how it printed. Layer lines look great. I think the colors are really popping on this one. The things I like, the things I didn't like. The things I like, ease of setup, very good. Instructions are great. Everything snapped together exactly like it should have. I didn't really have any issues putting things together at all. Alright, so now let's get on to the things I kind of didn't like. Even though it was a pretty polished experience doing the setup and everything, the things I didn't like, such as this giant box up top, it's pretty tall and bulky. And then the spools being on the side like this. They're exposed. I ran into that issue where this actually tangled up behind the spool. So yeah, this being exposed, and then it's exposed to humidity in the summertime. What I might end up doing is figuring out how to like shift everything down, and then I have a Sunlu S4 dryer. I want to maybe just do Bowden tubes straight up to these, right off of the dryer. Other things I didn't like, print time super long when doing multi-material. It's doing a ton of filament changes. I mean, look, here's my waste filament. Look at all the filament we wasted just by doing that print in multicolor. You know, not to mention it failed 3 times and it took 8 hours to print. That's a lot of extra time. I could have probably printed that same figure in about 2 hours just doing a single color. But does it look as cool single color? No. It's definitely cooler multicolor. Let's weigh this. We'll see how much this actually weighs. 140 grams of filament we wasted. Look, we filled this entire container up. This is the container you hang off the back of the printer where the poop chute goes. It is a lot of waste, but I think everybody going into this would actually know that that's just how this is. I might try something in the future where I do support material out of a different material, but I think I would need to do a separate wipe tower in that other material. So I really don't know if it's possible. I guess let me know if it is, and I'll play in the software some more to find out. But Yeah, let me know if you guys have any questions. This is just my honest review of the whole thing. I bought this printer with my own money, and I just wanted to play with the new tech. I think it's pretty solid overall. So I would recommend it, even with the errors. If you're standing by, you can clear these errors in a couple of seconds and keep it going. But if you plan on leaving this overnight and you're going to print overnight, multicolor, you might run into some issues, just so you're aware. I think I'll do that Sunlu S4 dryer mod next. And maybe I'll do a video of that showing how that runs. I think it might be better than this whole setup here. So, all right, guys, thanks for watching. See you later.